Hello, this is wmpyr, here to talk about some stuff that I've been talking with Sensei Rick, and these are my opinions. I'm not saying that he agrees or disagrees. I just don't want to talk for him, and hopefully he might even make a response video to this, or share his opinion on the matter with you guys. That would be awesome. But yeah, so we talk about stuff after we film on the weekends, doing the movie reviews for you guys. So after that, we talk about martial arts on YouTube and all kinds of crazy stuff. Sometimes those talks are like way better than what we film, and we're like, man, we should have recorded that. But so one of the things is, we live in today, information. Today is the age of information. There's so much out there. So you could like look on YouTube, and there's a ton of info. So those people that are interested in self-defense, martial arts training, all kinds of stuff, there's lots of stuff. And of course, the stuff that's available to you guys on YouTube, the quality ranges from good stuff to really crappy stuff and everything in between. And of course, you have everything in between is the shades of gray. There's black, white, and shades of gray, and shades of gray is a lot more. So what out of that, how can you distinguish the good stuff from the bad stuff? And what I want to tell you guys about that is it has nothing to do with this style is good, this style works, this style doesn't. This style is better suited for this kind of person, or if your goals are this, you should train in this style. This technique works, this technique doesn't. This is more cutting edge technique. It has nothing to do with that 100%, okay? Because all of that is just opinion, 100% opinion. So everybody has an opinion. That way of thinking to me is the consumer mentality. Today's population, we have been conditioned to become consumers. Okay, that's what we do. We are all consumers today, more than ever. And if that's what we are, we're viewing martial arts incorrectly. We're viewing it as a product, like a TV that you buy. What's the best deal? What's the best TV? What's the best quality HD? And that's what you're looking at. And martial arts is not a product. It's not a thing. It's something that you develop. It's a craft. It's a skill. So it's something that you grow. So if you buy something that's crappy, 5 years from now, it might become amazing. So there's no point in going, I want to buy the best thing or what. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. So that is number one. That's the first thing I want you guys to understand, that it is not a product. So once again, we go back to the question, how do you know what's good? How do you know what's bad? As far as information that's out there for you. Well, there's only really one thing you need to watch out for, okay? And this is in person, where you go to a martial arts studio, or which today, a lot of that is nil. But that, or whether on YouTube you're learning online, you're learning on video cam or something like that. Is the person lying or not? Are they a fraud? That's number one, okay? Because if they are a liar and they're lying about their lineage, or where they got the form, or where they learned it from, or who their teacher was, or any of that stuff, if they're lying about their credentials, then now we don't know where the heck the stuff came from. So you don't know the history of the stuff that you're practicing. So you're learning something that you have no idea what the heck this thing is, right? You don't know what the purpose was for, who designed it, what era it comes from. None of that is available to you because you don't know, because this guy's a liar, right? So if that's the case, it almost makes training pointless, okay? So you want to avoid liars. You want to avoid, so please understand, that has nothing to do with this works, this doesn't work, this is better for the street, this will get you killed in the street. It has nothing to do with that. Is this guy lying or not? That's what's important. What's his lineage? Does he come from a school where the grandmaster is a liar? You know, that's what you need to understand. Okay. So do a background check of the person and figure that out. Is this guy a con artist? Because if they are a con artist, if they are a liar, go the other way. There's plenty of other instructors that aren't, that are the real thing. Okay? So pick one that's less of a liar or not a liar. Okay? And if this guy's a con artist, or that means he's probably after your money. If he's after your money, you got to protect your wallet. You got to protect your bank. How can you learn in an environment where you're constantly worried about, is this guy going to try to swindle me out of my cash or out of my money? I mean, that's scary. He's trying to constantly rip you off, okay? And he's a pro, so he's gonna disguise it and act like, oh man, I'm gonna teach you this very special form, and this is normally only for black belts, but man, you have talent, man. So I'm gonna teach it to you early. You know, whatever. So they're gonna trick you. They're gonna con you. They're professionals. They're gonna butter you up, and before you know it, money's disappearing. Okay, so you gotta avoid these guys. That's why I'm telling you, look for, are they liars? Are they frauds? Are they con artists? Okay. The other thing is, if it's not money they're after, if you're a female or maybe a boy, I don't know, they could be after you sexually. That's very disturbing. Once again, how can you learn properly in an environment that's such a negative, messed up, abusive environment? You can't learn there. So get out of there as fast as possible. Report them to the cops, whatever. The other thing is, they could be one of these sick sociopath people that just like to boss people around, and they feel comfortable in a place where they are held in high regards, and they act like a king, and you know, they come into a dojo, everyone bows to them, and they're the highest rank, and they feel so good. You know, this kind of person. Avoid this egomaniac. Okay, I don't care how old they are, they're 80 years old or whatever, you know, and they walk in like they own the place, and you know, they go, hey, you come here, and they treat you like, you know, oh, that's disturbing too. That's cult. That is a cult mentality, you know, where everyone is ranked, and you know, you got this, you're supposed to worship the person above you, and yeah, it's very, very disturbing. So stay away from those kinds of people as well. It's an abusive relationship. You cannot learn properly there. The other one is these guys that they just want to beat you up because they think that's the best way to learn. It's not, but they learn by beating people up. And I'm telling you, even if that's done positively, and they go, yeah, we test ourselves, that the skills that you're learning is, you could learn better skills than that, man. I've seen professional fighters where their gym is I don't know how you call it, like a meat market where the new fresh meat come in and he's beat up on them, and that's how they get their practice in. And then the new students, if they last or if they keep going, they have to wait till the new fresh meat come in, because they're definitely not going to be able to beat up on the guys that have been there longer because they're better, you know, kind of thing. So that's a lot more common than you might think in martial arts schools. But yeah, and those are the ones they go, we're the hardcore schools. You know, we're the tough gyms. It's not a smart way to learn. It's more just abusive. So they're just using you as their training dummy. And, you know, stay away from that too, is what I recommend. So all these abusive, negative environment you want out of. Why? Because it's not a good learning environment. So what you want to do is you want to learn the stuff as best as you can. In order to do that, you have to become the best student as you can be. And then learn it and then, develop it. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It comes down to developing. So that's why I say avoid all this stuff, a school, a gym, whatever, and avoid negative, abusive environments like that, whether they're trying to take your money or they're, just getting off on making fun of you or whatever. Just leave this kind of place. Now, the last thing I have to say is for those people who have been to those kinds of places, and maybe it's been 4 years, maybe you got your black belt there, you went to a McDojo and you spent thousands of dollars, but you got your black belt, okay? You trained there 4 years, 5, 6, 10 years, maybe more, right? So if that's the case, get out of there as fast as you can. Get out of that school, okay? But all is not to waste, because all the push-ups you did, all the stretching, all the sparring, all that stuff, that's real. Maybe your lineage is fake. Maybe your instructor was fake. He's a con artist or whatever. But that doesn't mean you have to be, okay? So from there, get out as fast as you can, and all the work that you've put in, the blood, sweat, and tears, turn it into something. That's up to you. You don't have to go, I don't ever want to do that again. Okay, I went to a Taekwondo McDojo. That's BS. Now I'm just going to completely convert and do kickboxing, or completely convert and do grappling or MMA or whatever. It doesn't have to be that way. What you did is not necessarily completely at a loss. You did exercises. You did movements. All that stuff. You trained. If you really trained. Okay? So now, turn it into something. It's not a waste. It's up to you. You don't have to be a convert. You just have to change it. You have to keep growing it, fix it, improve, evolve. That's what you got to do. Nurture it. Okay? So that's what I highly recommend. But then, you're going, well, Vampire, you just said avoid liars. But now you're saying if I go to a school where they are fake, it's okay because it's up to me what I do with it. Yeah, but we go back to number one. You want to avoid the liars once again. Avoid them. And then if you have been to a school that's like that, keep going. Like, leave that behind, but the stuff that you learn, take it with you. And keep working on it. Maybe they taught you something messed up. Maybe they said you punch this way because gravity does this, or something outrageous, right? Because, gravity helps you punch better this way, or something. Well, if that's the case, start changing the logic and go, okay, he said gravity, but actually, no, it's body mechanics. It's actually physics or whatever, And, physics does involve gravity too. So, maybe to a certain extent, some of that wasn't necessarily all that bad. But, you change it, fix it, improve it, all right? But stay away from those people. Stay away, as far away as possible. My instructor used to tell me, my first instructor used to tell me, he said, you hang out with losers, you're going to become a loser. You hang out with winners, you become a winner. So, do not hang out. Those guys are losers, con artists, all those people, those liars, so stay away from those people. On YouTube, is the biggest mistake I see is people see the video and they watch the video and they go, man, that looks legit. That he looks like he knows what he's talking about. It's all based on the video. It's all based on looks, and perception can be manipulated. Those guys are pros. The con artists are professionals. If they make it look good, you're going to fall for it. So you can't go by the video. Do a background check. You gotta see, has this guy been arrested or whatever? And if he has, or if you're one of those people, put it up on your website and say, I messed up at this time. And now I'm doing everything I can to make up for it. I'm giving back to society. I'm making sure you guys don't, fall into this or whatever. And then now he's good now. He's not lying. So that's good. He's being honest. But if he acts like it wasn't my fault, man, I didn't do, he's being unaccountable. If you call him on it, and until then it's nowhere mentioned on his website, that he did this and he ran a school where it was terrible and he did this to people. And then like you say, didn't you do this? And then he's like, oh, that wasn't my fault. They made me do it. Well, then this guy's still a piece of crap. Okay. So you want to avoid that. And now this, what I'm trying to say, it's already 15 minutes, but this is not just YouTube. Okay. With martial arts, this goes with everything in life. I still follow the same philosophy. So this could be, I like UFOs and stuff like that, right? And for me, it's entertaining. And exactly it. It's entertaining because 90% of the stuff that I see on there, I see con men. I see people that just want money, okay? They want fame. They want money. They're trying to sell their book or whatever. So 90% of that to me is they're liars. They're fraudulent. So I view it as Hollywood. It's fake. It's fake, but it's entertaining. That's a Hollywood movie. It's not real, So that's exactly the way that I see it. And if a person is like, I figure out like, oh, he lied about this or whatever, then I stay away from that guy. Or if I watch his movies or a documentary about the guy or whatever, then I cannot take it seriously at all. To me, I'm watching a Hollywood movie, because he's already been debunked. He's already been proven as a liar, So why would I give him, no matter how good the documentary is, no matter how convincing, I cannot take it seriously now because of that one person in there. He ruins everything. And that's the way it should be, okay? It's not worth your time to even entertain the thought, okay? So you got to stay away from that. Now, if you have been there and you were, for many years watching his stuff and you thought it was real, well, now all that info is not fake. That is real info that you got, but there's lies embedded in there. Now you have to start fixing it, and that's what I would do because you already spent so much time there. Why not? Don't just let it go to waste. You can start going, oh, this is where he must have said this because he was trying to cover this up, or this is his ego talking, or this is where he lures you in. He gives you a little bit of truth, and then this is where the fake part comes in, or whatever. You start seeing stuff like that, okay? So it's a lesson in itself, all that. The lessons are all there for you to learn from. So, or you could just get so disgusted, discouraged, and go, I don't want any of that anymore, and, once again, be a convert. I advise you don't be a convert, okay? A convert is honestly, I think, for the weak. If you're weak-minded or you're weak in strength, then sometimes you have to. So, and by weak, I'm not putting you down. It's just you look at yourself and go, yeah, I get weak during these times. All right, we all have weaknesses. So then maybe convert would work better for you. But if you're stronger, work it. Fix it, improve it, change it. Let the people know how you did it. That's my recommendation. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and take care, folks.